Fantastic Four! Fantastic Four First Steps. Against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic world, the superhero family, the Fantastic Four, are forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, and they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god named Galactus and his enigmatic Herald, the Silver Surfer. I was really excited to check out the Fantastic Four because it's now coming back to Marvel after all those years being with Sony Pictures, I think it was, and now they are back with Marvel in the MCU. I had a few Fantastic Four comics growing up as a kid, but they were never like my ultimate, like my favorite Marvel superheroes.
You lose! Good day, sir!
So what did I think of the Fantastic Four First Steps? I really enjoyed this flick, you guys. I have to say, I had a fun time with this film. This is a really cool kind of bringing the MCU back to life film, and I mean that in the best way possible. This year we've had 3 Marvel movies. We had Captain America Brave New World, which I thought was not very good. Then we had Thunderbolts, was kind of a surprising hit for me. Like, I think I gave it an A-. I might now, looking back and rewatching it again, give it like a B+, but still really enjoyed the movie. Well, I think now the Fantastic Four First Steps is my favorite MCU movie out of this whole year. And there are a couple of reasons for that. The actors are awesome. They are really well casted. All 4, from Reed to Sue to Johnny to Ben, like, they're all really well casted. Great for their roles. Not maybe like the cast I would have assembled necessarily. Like, I would not have thought as Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Like, I don't see that, but now him on screen watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, he is really good for the role. But the 4 of them pulled off this family so well. They have such great on-screen chemistry together, and that is what you need to make the Fantastic Four work. And if you have that, then you have somewhat of a movie.
It's working! It's working!
This is set on an alternate Earth. It's like, in the multiverse. And what's so cool about this Earth is that it's sort of this retro, futuristic 1960s look and style to the movie. And while still kind of looking like it's in the past, it has a bunch of futuristic elements. So it's really a unique world. And that's one of the best parts about this movie is the world building itself is stunning. The set design, the props, the vehicles, the costumes, the aesthetics, just kind of all that mixed together makes it for such a cool film to see on the screen. It's beautifully designed, and it just makes the movie pop that much more.
It's pop.
Matt Shakman, who also directed like a bunch of episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and also WandaVision, he is now coming back to the MCU and gets to direct a movie, and I thought he did a great job with this film. I'm not saying it's like the best directed MCU movie or anything like that, but for what he had and what he had to kind of assemble and the amount of pressure that was put on him to create a movie, like, I know the MCU was really relying on this film. I thought he pulled it off in spades. He did a great job. The writing is good, the story is fun, simple but fun, and I love that you just kind of jump into the Fantastic Four. Like, we don't get an origin story, we don't need like an entire film to, discover their abilities. They're just there, they have them, and we jump right into the middle of the action. And I loved that. I love that both this movie and the new Superman film just said no thanks to the origin stories. You get a little bit of information, like you need it, but everything else, we don't need a whole entire movie about why they become Superman, or in this case, why they become the Fantastic Four. The action is actually pretty good in this film. There's a couple of great action sequences in it, especially at the end when they're facing Galactus. And the CGI was actually pretty good, and it fits the world that this movie is set in. It kind of reminds me of Captain America, The First Adventure. And that film, was set in like the 1940s, World War II. And the CGI and graphics that they use in that film, aren't like, award-winning. They're still really cool, and they fit the tone of the film. Just like with this film, same thing. The tone and the mood and the feel of the film is really well set. in this Fantastic Four movie. And I thought like Galactus looked great. I thought Silver Surfer was really cool. Like they did a good job overall, and I was impressed with how this movie looked in the end. There's a couple of times where the CGI was a little bit shoddy and not the greatest, but it was kind of like the same thing with Thunderbolts. Like most of the effects felt somewhat real, or they felt like they weren't just all completely on a soundstage, like they had tangible set pieces in the room, right? And so it felt more authentic and real, even if there is a lot of CGI being used. The pacing of this movie is perfect. In fact, I felt like this movie, we could have gone on a little bit more. Like I wanted to learn more about this world and see the Fantastic Four characters use their powers more, and I'll get to that in a second. But like I could have spent another 10-15 minutes in this film. Like it was under 2 hours. I think it was like an hour and 55 minutes. And that is a great runtime. So I give them mad respect for not jumping over that 2 hour and 20 minute mark, you know, that a lot of these films have started to do. The sound was fantastic. The soundtrack is great by Michael Giacchino. I think I'm saying his name right, but he is fantastic. I love his soundtrack from Up. He's just a great composer, and his original score and his music is excellent. And I thought in this film, you know, that epic theme song I was singing at the beginning of this video is so cool and so great, so fitting. And I thought he did another great job with this movie. One of the things that like I wasn't in love with this movie is the cinematography. I didn't think that there was a lot of creative shots in this movie. It was pretty standard, but like again, for this movie and the tone that it set, that didn't really bother me too much. But it's one thing I did note was, yeah, I just wish maybe some of the camera work was a little bit more thought out. I wish that like the camera shots and angles and the camera movement were a little bit more experimental in this film and didn't look so standard. Like in Thunderbolts, I thought the cinematography was really good. Like they had some really awesome shots and some interesting ways that they filmed their scenes. This movie didn't quite feel like that and look like that. I'm not saying that the movie looks bad, because it looks really good, but I just thought the shots could have been a little bit varied. One of my biggest problems with this movie is that we don't get enough time seeing the powers of the Fantastic Four, if that makes any sense. And they definitely did not show us enough of like the Invisible Woman or the Thing really getting to do their thing. Like I felt like Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, was the only one that really got to showcase some of his powers, yet I still even wanted more with him. And yes, there are two post-credit scenes, one that's pretty important and kind of sets things up, and another one that's just kind of for fun. And but it's worth checking out. I would definitely stay for both. And it's just a really good time in the movies. Like, I feel like kids are going to enjoy it. Adults will have a good time. There's some great jokes and humor and comedy throughout the film. Excellent actors, great directing, you know, a pretty good, interesting, fun story. It's nice to actually have Galactus in a live action film and not just like a, you know, crazy puffy cloud in the sky like it was with the first Fantastic Four 2 movie.
That was weird.
So I definitely recommend this film, especially if you are an MCU lover. This is a must-see in the theaters. Definitely go check it out on an IMAX screen like I did, because it was totally worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Fantastic Four First Steps an A-. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. If you like this video, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, comment down below, what did you think of the Fantastic Four First Steps? Is this one of your new favorite MCU films, or did you not really like this movie? What is your favorite MCU film? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Come back and check out some other movie reviews, such as Sinners, 28 Years Later, and live action How to Train Your Dragon. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next film.